So a long way back for England then. Our chief cricket writer, Stephan Shemilt, is in Rajkot and told me where it went wrong.
Really disappointing from England because they had all the momentum going into the third day. They'd reached 207 for 2 in response to India's 445. Ben Duckett was primed on 133 not out. And don't forget the sad news overnight that Ravichandran Ashwin had pulled out of the Test match, the India off spinner, because of a family emergency. So everything seemed to be going England's way. But it all changed at the fall of the wicket of Joe Root. He tried to play a reverse scoop to Jasprit Bumrah in the 5th over of the day, and that sparked an England collapse. So England found themselves 319 all out, and from there, India really baked England's bowlers and fielders, moving to 196 for 2, a lead of 322 runs. And that's already more than any visiting team has made in the 4th innings to win a Test match in India.
Yeah, big task ahead of them. Let's talk about Rishabh Jaiswal, Stephan, who had a superb innings before retiring hurt. Do we know the extent of his injury?
I think it might just be a no. He was swinging so many 4s and 6s to the boundary that he put his back out. He had treatment and then eventually decided that he couldn't continue. So he remains 104 not out. We might see him again batting on the 4th day. Shubman Gill's still there on 65. These two really are the future of India's batting, and they've shown again today just why they've got such big reputations.
Unfortunate circumstances about Ravichandran Ashwin, who's left the Test for family reasons. He'll be a miss for them with the ball, won't he?
He will, but I suppose one point to make is that when Ashwin was bowling on the 2nd evening, England were going great guns in moving to 207 for 2. And without Ashwin, overnight, India recouped. They come up with new plans. And Kuldeep Yadav, the left-arm wrist spinner, Mohammad Siraj, the pace bowler, really stepped up in Ashwin's absence. So, yes, it is a huge miss from India's point of view not to have Ashwin. Whatever the circumstances, he would be missed by any team around the world. But they already have a huge lead and some skillful bowlers that stepped up in his absence.
And Stephan, finally, just looking at that huge lead and what target India might like to set, what would that potentially be, given that Ben Stokes' side, as you say, would face pulling off the highest pursuit by a visiting team in India?
Well, England have made a habit of chasing large totals under the captaincy of Ben Stokes. A number of times in the past 2 years, they've overhauled targets in excess of 250. But these run chases are so much harder in India because of the way the pitches deteriorate. And we saw that in the last Test match, actually, in Visakhapatnam, when England was set 399 to win. They went about it quite confidently, but ultimately it was well beyond them. They lost by more than 100 runs. And history shows that it is incredibly difficult for any visiting team to overhaul a target in this country. So with India leading already by 322, it's going to be an enormous effort for England. And don't forget, India still have 8 second innings wickets in hand, 7 if Ashwin obviously isn't going to take part in the rest of the game. So India could extend their lead past 400, really put this match beyond England and go 2-1 up in the series.